Welcome to the Tiny House Ideas podcast. I guess to sort of round up and to sort of tie everything together as well, especially for the audience that are listening that are sort of interested in, who have sort of come to the podcast from the aspect of sort of their mental space, as well as the sort of from the physical space, as well as their mental space. I think a lot of what we've sort of spoken about does tie into lifestyle design. And like it was going back to when you said you sort of really appreciate the walks with your wife in the morning and sort of being in the area that you are, and sort of being able to create processes and just like you said there, sort of being able to create a process that can then sort of continually work for you. And sort of it's about making things easier for yourself, really, isn't it? Because it's like making that code that will make things easier for the person who will be using it for the next few years. And it's about sort of putting yourself in a place where you'll sort of feel more comfortable, sort of putting sort of things around you that you know will sort of encourage you to build those positive habits. So sort of having the journal on your desk, having the sort of the shoes by the door ready to go to the gym, and having the sort of the window looking out onto the lovely place where you'd like to go for a walk in the morning. It's sort of about creating the mental or physical habits and sort of making sure that you've got the essential things and making it effortless, just like the new book, in terms of implementing them.
Yeah, that's a great summary. I mean, you said it. It's what is essential? And I leave it. The question is like, what is essential that you'd like to make more effortless?
Definitely, I love that.
Choosing something that really would move the needle. I mean, I have something in my mind right now that I just had a conversation just yesterday with my team about expanding Essentialism.com and building a whole platform, a whole academy there. Yeah. And so we have we have a process for the things that we would like to roll out, a series of classes, a series of content. And I suppose originally we thought, well, maybe we'll spend the whole of this year creating this video, really high quality. And you've got to create scripts. There's a whole, it's a real process.
Yeah.
And in the last week, I've just gone through this. First of all, it was just a thought experiment of like, well, what if instead of doing it in a year, what if you did it in a month? Like, what would that be like? And of course, you don't want to just take a year's worth of work and cram it into less time, because then it's just stressful. But just yesterday, I was talking to somebody about somebody that I've hired to help work on these scripts. And at first, again, I was thinking, well, it's just going to take us a long time. And I said, I just asked the question, what is it if effortless? What if we could make this easy? What would that look like? And within just a few minutes of wrestling with that, I realized that there's one of the chapters of Essentialism. It's one that almost nobody reads, actually, because it's in the appendix, about how to apply Essentialism to leadership. And I want to do a class on that. And I realized the whole thing is a script. It's a script. And I hadn't thought about that previously. And I suddenly went from going, well, that's like a big developmental process, to that's already developed. We went through so much processing on that book before it, editing and rewriting and reworking it and then editing it again. And all of that streamlining in order for that to be in existence. Years
and now it's in front of you.
It's already there. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. We have it. And so I just think basically, there's lots and lots of good things available to us that we don't see because we don't ask the right question. And we're like, if you've ever gone fly fishing, you've gone fly fishing?
No, I haven't. No,
neither have I. But I am told by those that go that there is a problem and a solution. The problem is that you can't see under the water because the light shines on the river and you can't see it. That makes sense to me.
Right. Yeah.
Solution, the little quip is that the shortcut is that if you wear Polaroid sunglasses, not just normal ones, but Polaroid sunglasses, the way that Polaroid works is it stops that the refraction of the light off the water, so you can see under the water. And the advantage of that is you can see the fish. The fish were always there, but you couldn't see them before. Yeah, and I think that what we're talking about today, especially with effortlessness, is suddenly putting on those glasses, and you can see there's so many rich ways and alternatives and workarounds and different ways of operating that you can get way better results with way less stress and effort. I mean, I completely believe that now in a way that a few years ago I thought, well, it sounds nice, but it's for real. Just start experimenting.
It's true.
Ask the question every day: how am I making this harder than it should be?
No, definitely.
What if it could be easier? Set a 10x goal and ask how you can make it easier than it is right now.
Yeah.
And you start to, your brain, like a Google search, starts to find these answers and see what's below the water. And I think it's very exciting, actually.
It is really, really exciting. I like how you've sort of been able to bring it back to that as well, and sort of saying how what the process that could have taken a year, that there's ways of sort of making it a month. And it sort of goes back to that typical, if you've got sort of a huge house, you'll fill a huge house. If you've got a small house, you'll fill a small house. If you've got a year's deadline, you'll use the year's deadline. If you've got a week and you can compile it and still achieve the same results, then it just shows you it's all about a mindset shift. And I think that's a really, really good way to leave it. It's about sort of changing your mindset. And I'd really, really encourage everyone that's listening to sort of to explore this further if you haven't already listened or read Essentialism. And obviously your podcast as well, people can go and subscribe to that and they can sort of grab some more insights there. And obviously we're all really looking forward to April for the new book. Fantastic.
It's been a delight being with you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for what you're doing. And we'll stay in touch.
Definitely. No problem at all. I really appreciate you coming on and appreciate your time as well. So thanks a lot.
Thanks, Harry. Bye for now.
Thanks for watching this little teaser for the Tiny House Ideas podcast. If you'd like to listen to the full episode, it's available on all major streaming platforms. So that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all of the others. Alternatively, if you'd rather watch it sort of in a video format like this video has been, then that's available on Patreon. Just search for Tiny House Ideas. So thanks again for watching. Please do check out the full episode, and thanks again.